Audio Jungle.
I am the Divine Prince, Emmecca, Pan-African Spiritualist, Practitioner, Author, Advisor, Elagoon, Oloye, Hoodoo, Obeya, Bokur. I reside in this beautiful and legendary historic Treme, New Orleans, Louisiana. So join me as I share food, music, culture, tradition, the rhythms and the flavor of New Orleans voodoo. Respect the voodoo. Greetings and salutations, honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Welcome to another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Powered by, sponsored by, supported by, and in many ways motivated by NONVD, New Orleans National Voodoo Day, New Orleans Annual National Voodoo Day. We continue to implore you to visit us at www.vodouday.org. That's www.voodooday.org for more information on our up and coming third annual National New Orleans Voodoo Day for 2026. We invite you to join us, participate with us, volunteer, donate, sponsor, promote, and share this powerful and historic event. I'm always honored and appreciative of my joining audience live in my chat, and certainly my beloved co-host, the Sister Queen Mother, Sister Toni Martinez, and Green Soap, who is our team member, financial officer for NONVD, New Orleans National Voodoo Day. So we're going to open Toni Val's mic first. Greetings and salutations, beloved. How you doing?
How you doing? Peace and blessings, everyone in the listening area. I'm doing good. Steady hitting the books as usual, trying to learn more. Never too old to learn more. Trying to remember more also. I hope everyone out there is feeling irie. How you doing, Divine
Yes,
Friend?
indeed. Irie on this Monday evening, April 28, 2025. Greetings and salutations, Elder Reggie. Thank you so much for being with us and bringing your power and energy and ancestors. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Peace, Divine, peace, Sister Toni. I'm good. Always praying for the city of New Orleans. We come off a real powerful jazz fest weekend, and didn't seem to be too much drama in the city, and I'm always thankful for that.
Yes,
And does the Jazz Fest return again next weekend?
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
And I noticed that the traditional annual rain is scheduled in.
They got to have that hog wallow. It's not a jazz fest without it.
No.
Yes, indeed. Not the hog wallow. Yes, indeed. It kind of puts me in the mind of sinners and the I don't know, what was that? Was that a barn?
It was a factory at one time, but even they factories back then, we would consider them barns today.
With straw on the floor.
Yeah, I think that kind of accumulated over time with the dirt and the dust. That filled it. But yes, we would have considered it a barn today, but they said it was an old factory.
Oh, okay. I
And
missed
that
that
it was
part.
by the railroad tracks. That kind of made sense that it was a factory.
and that it would be by the railroad tracks with,
So that they could load and unload whatever that factory was making onto the rail cars, and also to have a barn that you would keep animals and stuff in wouldn't be that close to the railroad because the trains passing would upset the animals.
Right. What
I
it
agree.
was in the movie, it's a sawmill.
Yeah,
And so when you're cutting trees down to make fences, build houses, so as they would saw the trees down, they could ship them up north, any direction they want on the train tracks. But it was a
yeah.
sawmill.
So that may have been sawdust on the floor.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
it was sawdust on the floor in some areas, but they also had the area that they had cleaned that the brother asked what was on the floor because he noticed how dirty the factory was, the mill was with cobwebs and dust, but that floor had been freshly washed.
Yeah, and I also believe, and Elder Reggie might suspect this is where I'm going, that there was a reference to and alluding to certain sort of ritual environments in the movie to include the railroad tracks and
Yes.
its symbolism, in the practice and the tradition.
Yes. Just to add, the cleaning of the floor was the protagonist, this fat white guy. I'm just the only way I could describe him. He would sell the sawmill, then he would come 2 or 3 days later and kill the owners of the sawmill. And there was blood on the floor he was hiding.
And that was also from the Klan kidnapping black people, black travelers,
Yes.
black people, and that's where they would bring them.
Yes.
Because he was the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, I didn't realize that, but okay, okay.
Yeah, if you look when they all at the juke joint, when it's the juke joint, and he's telling Smoke that it's a slaughterhouse. This ain't no juke joint, it's a slaughterhouse. That there is they coming to kill y'all. That there
Bingo. You're
is
right.
the nephew of the Grand Dragon, who was the first one that Remick got with him and his wife at the house. When Remick saw the Klan outfit on the chair in the house, he
Yeah.
immediately knew that they were Kluxers.
Okay. You see, a movie like that, I would probably have to watch it twice because in the first run watching it, you just can't catch it all. But that's a good catch you got there. I didn't pick that up.
Yes, this is the only movie that all over every social media platform, people are saying they have paid to go watch it twice and even 3 times because it's so much going on, so much. I did a post on it. It's so many questions and it has so many answers that you can't get them all in one viewing.
Mm, mm, mm.
You
Much
miss
like
something.
Octavia Butler's book, Parable of Sower. That
Yeah,
book had to be read 2 or 3 times just to really get an understanding of what was going on.
and the movie is moving so fast. If you blink or get up to go to the restroom, you done lost so much
Hmm.
of the story. Like, people have, I'm in a lot of different groups
Mm-hmm.
on Facebook, and one of them is black people who watch Interview with a Vampire, the series, which started off being filmed here in New Orleans. It's around a Creole family in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And they all about vampires, and they have a lot of discussion going on in it. And I get a lot of different opinions on it. I also see on social media a lot of Black people are condemning the movie. Yes, a lot saying don't go see it. You inviting trouble. They doing voodoo, hoodoo. If you a Christian, and then I like to read all the comments when I find a post like that to see what others are telling them. And frankly, they getting chewed out by the masses. They have to turn their comments off. You know, they going at them saying that's traditional, that's our religion, you know, da 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 da, this, that, and other thing. They getting chewed out, but they still saying it, males and females, Black males and females. And one thing I saw, which I had to laugh at, was Mexican brother who was mad that there were no Mexicans in the movie.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, 1932, y'all was in Mexico. Y'all was in Mexico. Y'all didn't come out of Mexico to pick nothing because Black people were still picking everything.
Hello. Yep.
You know, but the beginning of the movie, I thought when the first people you see.
Wait. It took me a few seconds for my mind to sort of, do that VHS rewind. I remember seeing, I don't know if it was Aztec or Mayan. There was some Aboriginal and indigenous representation in the movie that extended beyond, the quote unquote U.S. territories.
It was a Choctaw. It was Choctaws that were, which is a tribe that's already native to Mississippi and Louisiana. When he first knocks on the door of the crackers,
I get that.
He was saying that the Choctaw had almost killed him, that they were on him and they needed to hide him.
But during that scene, when they were all in the open space, and the cultures and begin to blur together, they had crossed sort of a portal of sorts, and so time was going into the past, and pulling out their ancestry, including the Asian woman. There was some sort of Aztec or Mayan demonstration in that part, in that scene. So it's not like Mexico was like entirely ignored.
Well, I guess they didn't have speaking parts. They didn't have a speaking role.
Greetings, Daniel Neal. Thank you for coming on in. Thank you, Caribbean Grimoire. Divine peace and blessings to you and yours. We certainly appreciate you all coming on in and welcome you to certainly join the conversation. If you follow the semi-permanent reusable link that's now on the screen, you can certainly join us with your webcam and your microphone. I think some people also didn't necessarily get the reference to the said to be 7 deadly sins.
Yes.
As that was also being demonstrated in the movie.
It's the sinner.
Can you identify? See, I missed that. And I watched the movie, but I'm not getting the seven deadly sins. Can you reiterate what they are, please?
Now, I can reiterate the sins, but I might be able to do better at remember which characters represented. Someone was greed. So was that smoke?
No, I think okay, Stack was the greed. Anything for money at all costs.
Yeah, that was Stack.
And that was greed. And then you had lust. That was Perline.
Right.
Yeah.
who
Okay.
was creeping across the stage, and you had Sloth. That was Slim, the harmonica player, because he was an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his life that night, basically behind alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Well, wait. That's gluttony.
Yeah, that's gluttony.
The one
Sloth was
with the Yoruba,
Sammy.
the one with the Yoruba tribal marks. I think he represented sloth.
Sammy, I think, was Sloth.
Okay.
But each character represented a deadly sin.
So we doing okay.
The white guy represented envy.
Yes. But the biggest thing at the
The
end,
Asian character represented pride.
yes,
Okay. We got one more. I'm counting this.
that's Sloth. They got to be Sammy was Sloth.
What did I
Okay.
miss?
Sammy,
No, you did. Yeah, I was counting them. I think we got all 7 now.
7 of them. But everybody in there was considered a sinner of some sort in the ways of the church.
But I find it interesting that the church critics somehow missed how the vampires were really using religion and the church structure to sort of promote their their propaganda.
To me, the vampires represented something more. Here go the thing. Once you were bitten, he had all of your memories, all of your history,
Mm-hmm.
and he gave them all of his. So they didn't have theirs anymore. He was gathering everybody, the Asian guy, the black people, the singers, all of their history, all of their struggles. It was his, but they all took on his lifestyle. He was a colonizer.
Yes.
He took their history from them and replaced it with his. That's how come all of them knew the song, knew the dance, and they all worshiped him. And that's what the white man went around the world doing. Taking everybody's history, locking it away, and giving them theirs with religion. Selling them, we gonna fellowship. We gonna be one community, and all of that basically was a lie.
Mm-hmm.
What he was doing was absorbing them and integrating them into his history the way he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
It spoke to integration. It spoke to appropriation. It spoke to commercialization. It spoke to bastardization. It spoke to so many different things. I mean, more than
Bruh,
one thing can be true at one time.
that needs to be a college course. Decimating that movie, picking it apart. Because you could have whole groups of people getting together every week for a couple of hours, just picking the movie apart and all the things that it showed us. It would take a month to get through all of that it showed us.
Mm.
At least a semester.
Yeah. And the thing that got me most about the people, who were condemning it and stuff, I walked out. Well, if you were such a Christian, what you was going to see a movie? They never ever misled you. The movie's title is Sinners. It's about vampires, which are considered demons. Why would you even go see a movie like that? in the first
I don't
place?
know.
Just so
They,
you can go back and knock it down. That's what I thought about it. Just so they could go back and knock it down.
well, it was called Sinners.
Thank
Maybe,
you.
maybe they thought they were about to lynch the sinners in this movie. I don't know.
And I think it was good that when you look at it, the first people we see on there actually, besides the vampire and the crackers, were the Choctaws coming to even try to save the white people.
Right. Good point.
That's what the Native Americans did at first with Columbus now. And according to the Pilgrims, they was dying and the natives saved them and taught them the foods and all of this here. But these natives wasn't going to lose their life trying to save them. They were the first nation. They was first on the scene. And they say, okay, he not what he's seen. Don't let him in. And she was still trying to hold a gun on him. And I think the other one said, come on, let's go. It's getting dark. We got to get out of here. Fuck them.
Yep.
We ain't trying to save y'all this time.
For me, I got a joy. It's the dance scene when he's playing the blues, and he takes it from I'm a push New Orleans, the bamboo in Congo Square, all the way up to the last scene, the twerking, and we know Big Frida brought the twerk out, but to go from all those genres of music and dance through the ages like that, I thought that was excellent.
Yeah, because that music got that power. Music, and there is power in music. People don't understand the drum, the banjo, which led up to the guitar, comes from Africa too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's power in those instruments if you get it in the right hands.
Mm.
And that's what they were showing, that the music has the power to connect the past to the future.
Go ahead now.
Because the twerk might be new in America, but our ancestors was twerking in the early 1900s on raggedy film from explorers over there that was filming their dances.
Mm.
They made ritual dances and stuff.
Yeah. Wow. Tony, you're a historian. I'm telling you.
Yeah, they was twerking. That twerk move ain't new.
Mm.
That twerk move ain't new. Just like breakdancing, that's not new. They got black and white movies from the 30s with brothers and sisters breakdancing in them. Full out breakdancing.
Mm.
And music it connects the generations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It's
that
powerful.
yeah, that was pretty cool. That was cool. I liked that. Mm-hmm.
The Lindy Hop was certainly hip hop if I have ever seen it.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just Google on YouTube black movies from 1925 and see what comes up and watch them and the dance scenes and such that go along with them.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the people seem offended behind the practice of hoodoo in the movie.
Oh, yes. Now, when you look at that, if you want to look at entrepreneurship, she had a botanica on the plantation run by a black lady, and that's
Yeah.
what it was. and I noticed that too.
Yes. And it also told you when her and Smoke was conversating, when she said she been praying and using everything her grandmother taught her, letting you know it was passed down through the generations
Mm-hmm.
to keep him safe, him and his brother safe. And he asked, why didn't it work for their baby? This just, during those times, Black infants had a high death rate.
Mm.
And from the age of the baby that we see at the end of the movie, their baby may have died of crib death because she look about that age where she would just die
Mm-hmm.
like that. And she told him, I don't know why it
Mm-hmm.
didn't work for the baby, but it worked for him.
Mm-hmm.
And it had that mojo bag she gave him had protected not only him, but his brother through World War One,
That's right.
through the gangsters in Chicago. It protected him from his brother because his brother, every time he tried to bite him, he couldn't because the mojo was protecting him.
That's right.
And it wasn't until he snatched that mojo off his neck that he was shot and killed. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he wanted to go. That's why he snatched it off, because everything he loved was gone.
Mm.
His brother was gone. His wife was gone. His baby was gone.
Tony, if you don't mind, with that being said, can that will there be a renewing of people coming back and picking up their mojo bag, coming back for protection? I'm talking about in today's time frame.
I'm
Oh
hearing
yeah,
it. I'm hearing it. I'm hearing it in the
absolutely.
chats where people saying, where can I get a mojo bag from? I need me a mojo bag. I'm about to look into the mojo. I mean, that movie is bringing them back to everything. It's bringing them back to jazz.
Mm.
It's awakened a whole generation or two to jazz music again.
Blues.
Into the blues, not jazz, I'm sorry, to blues again. They looking into root work, the mojo bags.
Mm-hmm.
So it's awakening them a lot and making them think because they talking about it. I mean, this is all anybody basically is talking about.
Now the lady, I think her name was Annie. She was beaten down also. She had, I don't, it's elecades, but I don't know if they had elecades then. But she had enough beads on to let you know beads are protection too.
Yes, she had her
Mm-hmm.
beads on
Mm-hmm.
and she carried with her reading tools.
Yeah, her bones. She did.
Because
Yeah.
she throwed them 3 times, and that's how she knew she wasn't going to survive.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't care what they say. And she was like, no, no, no. I know what they say, and you got to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let me come back one of them things. I got to go be with my baby on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
I got people waiting on me.
Yeah, she
Yes,
got
indeed.
people waiting on her. And some of the clips and still pictures that the Ron Coogler is putting out and promoting it, you'll see a little bit more of Annie's shack with her and Smoke sitting further back in the shack. It might have got cut on the floor. What they call it, the cutting room floor, Ty. You know them terms better than me. But there's one picture where you see her altar burning with the candles on it, and you see her having roots drying, hanging from the walls.
Mm.
She had roots drying, hanging from the walls. So a
Now
lot of the
that I grew
movie,
up with. Now that I
huh?
grew up with. My grandmama and all her three of her sisters had gardens, and I grew up seeing certain plants and certain roots hung either from the rafters or from the ceiling in the basement of the house where we had basements that would be later used in medicine and mojo and magic.
Yes. Well, they have some good pictures that probably the scenes probably well, they still pictures where they pose from them, but they in that part of her botanica where you can see a little bit more of what she was doing in there. And the little girl and the little boy who came in there to buy something from her, if you would have listened close, you would have knew she was giving them high John.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I heard
Mm-hmm.
that. Yep.
She was
Mm-hmm.
giving them high John powder for their mother.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Yes,
people said
indeed.
they wish they saw more of the Native Americans. I'm like, baby, them natives got out of there. They was done. They knew where they was because they still was hated. The
And we
Klan
still
didn't
have
care.
and we still had a history of being enslaved by the natives. So as far as this movie is concerned, you know, they stood their place, they stood their ground for this movie. I think to focus in on our spirituality, tradition, religion, ethnocultural tradition needed to be highlighted, particularly in its present time and space. It
Mm-hmm.
certainly benefits, NONVD and National Voodoo Day, because as people
Mm-hmm.
do begin to re-examine practice and tradition and history and lose their fear of it, they will also begin to be re-educated about voodoo itself and begin to lose its fear of voodoo as a religion and a practice. So I think they work hand in hand in the supporting of keeping ethnocultural tradition where we matter alive
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in modern time.
And to me, you know, the movie was putting out there that the root work saved us a lot.
Right.
The
Right.
root work saved us a lot because think about it. He had been through World War One.
Mm-hmm.
He not only had to deal with the enemy, but a very racist military.
Mm-hmm.
Then they were in Chicago with the white gangs, with Capone.
Mm-hmm.
And they got saved from that to come back with all that money because I don't know if y'all saw the backstory, but there's a backstory that tells you that in 1911 a ship came and crashed into the docks in came from Ireland. Then it tells you of bank robberies occurring by two men who appeared to move like twins. And then it tells you of the alcohol getting stole from the Italians, and the Italians blamed the Irish, and then the alcohol getting stole from the Irish, and the Irish blamed the Italians, which led up to a gang war that led up to the St. Valentine's Day massacre,
Mm.
where the gangs was fighting and they did all the killing of each other and the mass killing all out war. And these brothers had survived all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And really, he would have survived all of it with the mojo bag had he only choose to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been the last man standing.
So before we close out, Toni, one question. Whenever I see the snake, they had a snake in there, and that just kind of puts me in the mindset of voodoo again. But it was Smoke who took the knife and was able to hit the snake in the head. But he's the same one that has the protection.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, our time
Yeah,
has
I'm still
come
making
to
sense
an
of,
end.
yeah, I'm still making sense of what the serpent meant fully in terms of its representation, in the movie.
Well, the serpent is always associated with the devil.
But it also could have been about, transformation,
Mm-hmm.
and changing how they sort of see and perceive things and understand things. He went on to eventually take off the mojo, right?
At the end,
So he could have also been sort of attempting to try and close, the third eye or vision into this particular realm of understanding. It's many directions that the symbolism of the snake could have been taken.
Mm.
I think to me, the snake was a warning to them, because if you remember, Smoke didn't want to open the juke joint that night. He
Mm-hmm.
said, let's do it next weekend after he saw the snake and
Mm-hmm.
killed the
Right,
snake. But
Right.
right.
Stack said, no, we gonna do it tonight. So I think from Smoke being with Annie more, he might have took the message of the snake as not being a good omen.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to move forward. He just wants to sit on everything. Let's not do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But Stack being greed, impatient, just to think if they wouldn't have opened the juke joint that night, what might have happened.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Well, we certainly can
What?
discuss that more on tomorrow night, and
Yeah.
let's discuss more on the actual herbs and the plants and the roots tomorrow night, as well as we convene at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for more revolutionary hoodoo, New Orleans voodoo secrets and recipes, powered by New Orleans annual National Voodoo Day. Annual National Voodoo Day number 3 coming up 2026. Please visit our website at www.vodouday.org for more information. That's voodooday.org. Until tomorrow, remembering that all is truly and indeed a blessing. If you can just see beyond the veils, and no matter what you do, respect the voodoo. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Have peace and blessed night.
AYIBOBO.
Allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this white in my DNA, yeah, I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the tables, flip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees, it's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner. Oh, do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Meet you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit Red. He looks me in my eye and says, "You only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside." I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down.